Yeah.
Hi guys, Matt Lemke here, Through Gamer Goggles, and David. I wanted to call him Louie, but he's not Louie. I cannot keep these guys straight, probably because I only see him once a year. Anyway, we're at Gen Con, and we're going to talk about all things Dropfleet, Dropzone, and maybe anything else he wants to add.
Cool.
Are you? I'm gonna do this. Are you gonna do Undead yet?
Do Undead? No. it's hard sci-fi. There are no undead. Yeah.
I think that there's some room for debate.
I suppose you could kind of think of the Scourge as undead in a way, but they're possessed humans, so not undead. We're not doing undead.
So demons, maybe?
Not demons either.
What
no.
possesses them?
Well, it's a neuroparasite, the Scourge, but it's all biological. There's no demon magic-y stuff, like none of that in Dropzone. It's all proper sci-fi.
All proper.
Yeah, proper sci-fi.
Well, I don't see them here, but there's beasts, right?
Yeah, there are. Yeah, the new fauna. Yeah, they're all the indigenous life forms on the Cradle Worlds.
So they're like a supplement to the game.
Yeah, they're NPC creatures. So if you're playing a fun game, you know there are rules to have them go around the board, rip tanks to pieces, do all kinds of funny stuff like that.
And they're not small people.
No, like the apex, the largest one is like the size of your palm. It's pretty chunky. It's down there. It's buried down there at the bottom. Yeah, it's a nice big miniature. That's a show and con web exclusive model, but it's a cool one.
Well, I'll get some pictures and maybe the model. We'll see. Anyway, so where do you want to start? Dropfleet or Dropzone?
We'll start Dropfleet because it's right behind us. So I've been super busy this year. All I've really been doing all year is sculpting models, which is great because I love sculpting models.
I didn't know you sculpted.
Yeah, I sculpt everything. All the Dropzone and Dropfleet models, they're all my work.
I never knew, all this time, I never knew that.
Did you not know that? No, there's this, so I sculpt, I write the rules, and I write the background as well.
Cool. He just promised us a Through Gamer Goggles exclusive model. No,
I didn't.
I tried, guys.
I'm too busy. Like I've got a massive load of stuff I've got to do. Like I'm snowed in for the duration. Like there's a lot of work to do.
It's time to share that.
Well, there's we don't like to show off work too early now. Like for example, we're just showing off the Dreadnoughts here for the first time.
They're huge.
And well, I'll get one out in just a second. But yeah, those go up for pre-order at the end of the month, or perhaps maybe early September for delivery in September time. So we're only showing them off shortly before they're released, which is how we prefer to do things from now on. So you won't see things massively in advance, but you'll be able to buy it quite soon after it's announced. That's the idea.
That's good. So yeah. Okay, I played it at Origins, finally. There's a couple of things with the bases that they tend to be a little bit loose. Is there a fix for that?
As in the spinners?
Yeah, the spinners.
Yeah, I mean, Oh yeah, so they're designed to be quite loose because you don't really want to have to judder the ship while you're doing it.
Right.
I mean, if you want it a little tighter, I would take the spinner out and just put a little super glue around the ring, let that dry, and then it will just be a tighter fit.
That's
easy enough done.
Fit.
It's not difficult. Yeah. If that's what you want to do.
Make sure it's smooth, and I wouldn't use gel on that part.
No. Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I'm a fan of gel because I do everything on camera.
Oh right.
So it holds a little bit faster.
Oh, fair enough.
But it's messy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it is what it is.
So, what is special about each Dreadnought?
Okay, so the big thing about Dreadnoughts is their sheer size. Like the Dreadnoughts are massive. I'll get one out now and show you what you're dealing with compared to a cruiser or something. We take out.
Well, they're all what, 8 inches?
10? Yeah, it's 8, I'd say, something like that. If we go there we go. So here is the Scourge Dreadnought. I'll put it up to the camera, give you an idea. And here, for comparison, is a Scourge frigate. Like, it's quite large. It's as big as ships are going to get in the game.
You almost need 2 stands.
Yeah, it does balance perfectly low. Like you can just hold it like that quite easily. Obviously, that's an advantage of digital sculpting. You know exactly where the balance point will be. So so I know that these will not fall over because they do balance absolutely perfectly, and that was super important for the Dreadnoughts because they're so huge and so heavy. Like each Dreadnought weighs about the same as 3 battleships combined. They are really, really big models.
In this one, guys, you paint as you put it together.
Yes, you definitely.
There's no way I could brush that.
Yeah, you definitely paint this before assembly. Our one's pinned, actually. We've pinned all of the limbs, but you don't have to do that. There's quite big joint areas, but I would recommend pinning this one.
Are there different builds for the Dreadnoughts?
There are, yeah. There
so
are two.
You can magnetize this too?
Oh yeah, this one's very easy to magnetize, actually, because the difference is the head. So you just change the head part over.
Oh, that's super easy.
Yeah, super easy. It's the easiest out of all of them, actually, the Scourge one, to magnetize.
Yeah, I would imagine that one's hard to magnetize.
Yeah, the PHR, not too bad. The UCM ones, they're all actually quite easy to magnetize. The parts that change are quite accessible and tend to be prominent at the front. You'll get both in the box, because these will be boxes, not blisters, because they're too big for blisters.
Fair.
That's but yeah,
what's
you'll
the
get
price
both.
point on these guys?
We haven't exactly fixed that yet, but it's not going to be too crazy. It's going to be around between 45 and 55 sterling ish.
So that's like 60 US?
About 60, 70 US, something like that, yeah. Okay. You know, they weigh 3 times what a battleship weighs, and they won't cost twice what a battleship costs around that point. You know, but I don't do the pricing anymore, so don't quote me on that. But it's around that. That's what we're talking about right now.
Can't hold you accountable for what you don't do.
It's a nice.
I can't.
It's a nice big kit for the money, though. They are the most involved spaceships I've ever sculpted by a big margin.
How many hours do you have in sculpting this thing?
Lots. Like each one is about 3 weeks, and I tend to work long hours, so quite a bit. And I'm focused.
He works long hours, and he's married.
Yeah, my wife puts up with me. She works long hours as well, so it works.
In the gaming industry, that's always important.
Yeah. Having a supportive wife, yeah, that definitely helps.
Oh, it does?
Yeah,
I'm fortunate. She came with me this year. She's actually demoing games and writing reports. I'm in love.
Yeah.
Again. All over. So
for Dropfleet, obviously the Dreadnoughts are coming. The Destroyers are new. They're actually released. You can buy those now. They're with those at the front.
These are all airbrushed, aren't they?
There's a fair amount of airbrushing going on. Don here, actually, he does our studio painting now. I used to back in the day for Hulk, the earlier Hulk stuff. I haven't painted a model for nearly 2 years now because I've just been too busy doing design work. You know, I can't do everything. So
you still do the rules work too?
Yeah, I still do the rules. There are other people involved, just not just me, but yeah, I tend to draft the rules.
Okay, so
I'm involved with passing them through.
When is the first World Championship for Dropfleet?
We've done several tournaments. We're doing a narrative event here at Gen Con, but there should be a tournament next year, and others at other events and things.
Okay, well, before we talk about Dropzone, let's take a step back and talk about your transition. Are you happy with your new role?
Oh yeah, no, like it was, running the business was stressful, like running any business. There was a lot to do. One of Hulk's big problems always was that I was doing that and doing all the design work and the creative stuff, and it doesn't really work because you have one person trying to do everything, and it means you drop balls all the time or you don't get enough work done. Like these Dreadnoughts, that would have been impossible last year. Like no way could I have done those. Just wouldn't have been able to have the time, or it would have taken me 6 months to do them. No, and it meant there was a big period when we didn't have releases, and that's not ideal for players. So we've been feeling that this year because obviously there's a knock-on and a time period between sculpting and release.
There's been some talks about whether or not you guys were going to survive the transition.
Oh yeah, no, the transition's been it's been an experience, but it was a necessary one, and I'm a lot happier now. The work flows much better, and I'm doing what I enjoy all the time, which is what matters for me. But also means the players will get a lot more toys. All this stuff we're showing off here, this is only probably a quarter of what I've done this year. A lot of it we're keeping in our pockets for the future. So there is a ton of new stuff in the pipeline for both systems.
Well, the Beast totally blew my mind.
Yeah, I mean the Beasts actually, I didn't sculpt those. I don't do the organics. So if ever we have infantry or monsters, I don't do the sculpting for those, but I do everything else, which is most of the range.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so I guess we can move into Dropzone now.
Yeah, so the big announcement here at Gen Con for Dropzone is Battle for Earth, which I say we're not announcing things in advance, but we are announcing this in advance because it's the next big deal. So this is going to be a big expansion book for both systems actually. It's 50-50 Dropzone and Dropfleet.
Oh.
It's going to be out Q1 next year, maybe early Q2. Hopefully we'll hit Adepticon and Salute in April. That's the plan, but we'll see about that. So what it'll have in there for Dropzone, it's going to have the 2nd edition rules in the book, in full. It will also have a ton of new units for Dropzone, a ton of new units, and also a big new thing for Dropzone that I'm not allowed to talk about at the moment, that I'm working on right now. It's very much work in progress, but it is extremely cool and players will be really happy with it, I hope. For Dropfleet, there is obviously the rules for all the new things we've been releasing since the original book, so the Destroyers go in there, the Dreadnoughts go in there, a lot of other new ships that I'm not allowed to talk about yet, and a big new thing for Dropfleet, which I'm not allowed to talk about yet. But, you know, basically there will be some really cool things for players of both systems, plus obviously the narrative campaign elements, because background is important here, and this is the Battle for Earth, and I've been spending 5 years, 6 years, building up to this now, so it's a really big deal.
So last year, Andrew and I chatted at, I think it was Origins, about the possibility of doing like a team tournament of maybe there's a Dropfleet guy and a Dropzone fleet. Is that still in the works?
Oh, that's very much so, yeah. I mean, you could do that now from the Dropfleet rulebook. It's quite, you always have to do a certain amount of your own creation for this, because the two systems are so different in scale, and it really depends on how many players you've got, how much time you've got. Do you want this to play over a day or a week or a month or a year? So every tournament, every TO and every kind of gamer group needs to work out how they want to do 2 games played together. We suggest a whole load of ways, but no 2 groups are the same.
All right.
You know, like, can you leave tables set up? Do you have to pack up at the end of the night? You know, there's a ton of variables, and we can never cover all of them, so it's best to use the frameworks we've given you and then work from that.
All right. What else you want to add? Anything?
Let me think. So I've covered everything from Battle for Earth, all the new toys for Dropfleet. There's going to be a lot of other new things too, like exclusives and special new models coming out as well, so keep an eye out on the TT Combat website, which is where you'll see it all first. And at cons, obviously, we'll still be at cons. I'm not at as many anymore because I'm super busy with the schedule, which is really ambitious, in a good way. So yeah, just watch this space really. You know, it's very much still going on, and there's a hell of a lot in the pipeline, so just watch the website and keep your eye out.
All right, cool.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you.
Yeah, bye.
Bye, guys.
Hi, guys. Meet the Nibbles, who's gonna go down. She just decided not to go down my back, so we'll do this for her so she's comfy. Thanks for watching my video, and I appreciate it. Please hit the like button and share it if you know somebody who might be interested. And of course, there's always Twitter and the Facebook thingy, and soon I have a newsletter coming. That'll be down there or in a link below, and my kitty cat loves that idea. So anyway, there was one more thing. Oh yeah, subscribe. Be a part of my community, our community. Let's make it grow together. See you guys at a con somewhere, or a local store, or if I'm driving through the country, maybe a game club. I don't know, you're not going to go knock down my camera. Bye, guys.